que llueva. Lo que no quiero es chin chin.
No quiero chin chin. Si va a llover que llueva. No quiero chin chin.
Déjate de cuento, no quiero más hablarte. Deja la bobera que lo mío sí arte. No te tires, chicho, yo tengo a la matar. Tu pistola vieja ya no tira nada. Deja la mentira, tú vives del invento. Lo tuyo es un chinchín que se lo lleve el viento. Me tomo lo que llueva y me como un rayo. Lo mío sí no es cuento, yo soy un caballo.
No quiero chin chin. Si va a llover que llueva. No quiero chin chin.
No abuses de chiquito que Dios está mirando. Si te pasan la cuenta te veré pagando. Eso es lo que hay, yo tengo la verdad. Eso es lo que traje, para ti no hay nada. Mira pa'l...
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Casa Cuba Sundays with Michy. I'm hoping everyone had a wonderful holiday vacation time and that everyone was able in some way or another keep contact with your families. I know that with this pandemic, people couldn't spend time with their loved ones the way they're used to, but through Zoom and social media, we've been trying to get in contact with family members, and it's a beautiful thing that we have in society today. Today we have a very, very, very interesting show. Speaking of getting in contact with family, friends through Zoom and social media, we have Carl as our special guest today from the Zoom Cigar Bar and Cigar Fanatics. He started this little Zoom thing, which is pretty awesome, but we're going to get to him and he's going to tell you a little bit about himself. Hi, Carl. How are you?
Hey, Michy. Hey, Jose. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
How's everything?
Doing fantastic.
Good. So, Michelle mentioned kind of how this past year we've had a lot of changes going on in the industry due to COVID and everything going on. And it seems like the cigar industry in general has taken the initiative to really adapt to social media technology in a way to kind of not be so disconnected from everybody. And a lot of manufacturers have taken to going on to shows, and you have a lot of the media outlets doing their own avenues through social media, doing shows and events and interviews and things like that. You're one of the first that I've seen out that have taken this initiative to kind of do something a little bit more to the consumer side, or I'd even say drastically more to the consumer side, and to create something like the Zoom Cigar Bar. So kind of take us through, let's go to the beginning. Let's start with what made you get involved with cigars, and then eventually lead you up to this path that created what is now known as the Zoom Cigar Bar.
Well, I've been in cigars for probably about 26 years smoking. I'm a retired IT guy. And when the pandemic started hitting, cigar lounges started closing, which were an important part of our community, how we get together, how we meet other people, how we keep expanding our horizons. And I had started my Facebook group at the same time, and there was just nothing really out there. So I started using Zoom a little bit. And in February of last year, or this year, I'm trying to hopefully to get rid of 2020 quick. I started doing a HERF. And I thought, well, Zoom works for offices. It'll work for a HERF. And we started putting that out. And slowly over the months, we grew. and started building a community. And you said that it was geared more for the consumer. That's exactly what it was. It wasn't a sales show. It wasn't, you know, trying to push anything other than just a good time, good laughs, community, and building friends. And I think we've accomplished that over this time. And during that time, we've even got some notables that drop in every once in a while.
That's right. Yeah.
And, you know, it's not a show. So it's kind of, they're not interviewed. They're just sitting back and having a smoke with us. So that's what it's about. Celebrating the leaf and the community of the brothers and sisters of the leaf.
Definitely. I totally agree. Is this something that you see continuing on past, you know, hopefully once we get past this whole COVID-19 crap that's going on right now, that something you'll continue to do, or do you see it maybe dwindling away?
As for me, no, I plan to continue to do it, and I hope other people continue to do it. The technology's out there. It's not super complicated to throw a local herf. And well, when the lounges open back up, I'll be at the lounge. But also, this adds the extra dimension. You now have an ability for people that aren't close, can't get out. They can actually sit back and enjoy cigars with their friends from all over the world. In our Zoom Cigar Bar, we have people from England, Ireland, Brazil, Canada, Alaska, and every point in the United States. So there's no way I could ever get together and meet all those people. But now I can, because I have a Zoom Cigar Bar. And social media has allowed us to reach out to people that we would have probably never met and build relationships and friends with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like you said, thanks to your Zoom, I mean, we've met people from all over the world. It's interesting to see, and you know how they talk about how their day went, and you know, great conversation, because we have great conversation all the time. And I am so thankful to you for coming up with this, because you know, I would have never met you. I mean, through this, we also earlier this month we were all in Florida, and it was good to see a few of the guys and girls or women there with us, and part of our small little group too.
Oh yeah.
And hopefully in the future, more trips with this family, because I'm going to call it a family, because that's exactly
that's what I call it. It's a family. I mean, I know everybody that jumps in, and even if it's your first time jumping in, we get to know you, we talk to you, and listen. That's one of the biggest things. Everybody listens. Of course, now in Zoom, some people overtalk, but you know that happens. But because you get excited, and only two people can talk in Zoom at the same time, and but we meet people, and sometimes it's a person's cup of tea, and sometimes it's just like when you walk into a lounge, you move on to the next. But that's the thing, is you got people that you can meet and reach out to, especially now with lockdowns and stuff like that. So even when that ends, this is the most fun I've had in my entire life, of getting out and meeting other people, of getting out, enjoying smokes, and just having casual talk. I mean, it's not like when you go to a cigar show and you sit down with one of the people that are out there selling and stuff. You get candid answers, and you get things that are said that you know is from their heart, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
I think it's an avenue that it's a new take and new perspective on how to enjoy smoking cigars. I mean, I've probably spent more hours in a one-night basis inside the Zoom bar than I have at most of the lounges that I've ever gone to and visited. You know, just because I'm already home, I don't have to drive back. You know, usually most lounges I go to are well over an hour from where I live, and I've got to factor that into, okay, well, when my night ends, I still got to take a 90-minute drive back home. Whereas I'm at the Zoom Cigar Bar, hey, I could stay on there till 3, 4, 4:30, 6:30, 7 o'clock in one night's case.
Yeah.
And enjoy myself.
And you can enjoy the imbibements that you want, whether it's a tequila, a bourbon, or whatever. You don't have to worry about driving home. You just have to worry about not passing out in front of the camera.
Yeah. But our classic answer is, again, what happens in the Zoom Cigar Bar
Stays in the Zoom Cigar Bar.
So we always.
And that's one of the things that we try to do in there is give that comfortable feeling that no matter what happens, people occasionally take a screenshot in front of the screen. That's fine, but nothing's broadcast out on the internet. It's not a show. It's a herf. It's really what a herf is about. You talk about cigars, you talk about sports, you talk about COVID, you talk about lockdowns, you talk about family matters, and everybody listens and cares,
I just want to take a moment here to give a shout out to some of our Zoom Cigar Bar people. We have Andy commenting. We have the Duchess commenting. We have Kendall commenting. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This is an awesome opportunity to just sit back, kick it with Carl. So, Carl, just give us a little bit about yourself, a little background into Carl.
Oh, well, a little background about me. I'm ex-military. I was a tanker in the Army in the 80s, so I'm an old guy. And I've been doing IT for since the 90s, early 90s. And so about 30 years before I retired. And been doing a little bit of everything in the sports, medicine. Lately it was sports. I used to work for a company called Fanatics. Obviously, there's where the Cigar Fanatic comes from, because they used to say, well, we own every other name for Fanatics, whether it was kickboxing Fanatics, football Fanatics, whatever. They said we didn't own Cigar Fanatics, and the owner said, you're now the Cigar Fanatic. So there you go. And that's pretty much in the short me. Military, IT, which I think was sometimes rougher than the military, but longer hours some days, and cigars. And I started smoking cigars. Never smoked in my life, and decided to pick up a cigar in Daytona Beach, of all places, at a tinderbox right behind the Daytona Speedway. And it was 1994. And I started smoking, and I fell in love with it. And there you go.
Do you remember what your first cigar was?
It was a Don Diego. My second cigar was an Arturo Fuente.
Wow.
There you go. Do you remember which one? Probably an 858. Back then, but who knows?
Yes, that's what it was. It was the 858. And the Don Diego, I don't remember. It wasn't as impressive as the Fuente, but the Fuente started me down the path.
Awesome. I'm pretty sure they are delighted to hear that, because Cynthia, Carlito, Liana, they love to hear stuff like that, because it comes true. It's not something fabricated. It's coming from your heart. It's coming from your soul. It's coming, this is the cigar I remember. This is the cigar, Hey, let it be Fuente. Let it be Perdomo, because I know you're a big Perdomo fan too.
Here's one thing I always say about the cigars. The cigars are based around memories you have with them. I will always remember going and picking out the guy picking my first cigar for me. And I remember the Fuente the first time I smoked it. I remember my Perdomos the first time I smoked. Every cigar has a memory with it. And that's what also coming into our Zoom Cigar Bar does. You're making new memories.
Yes.
And, I can remember a cigar when one of our members said that she was pregnant. And, so I have that kind of memories going along with the cigars, and this virtual social media has allowed me to extend those memories, because one, I've been locked down like all of us, not able to travel as much. And meeting new people, getting new memories, and laugh. You can't beat that.
No.
So I just dropped the link for the site to get onto the Zoom Cigar Bar. Carl, tell us a little bit about what goes on usually at the Zoom Cigar Bar, time frames as far as when it's on, and when they could catch you inside there.
Well, we've actually over the time I run it 24 hours a day, so you can jump in there anytime. I actually host it, or if you want to say host, moderate it. I join in usually from 8 p.m. Eastern time to midnight. But as you know, since you've been in there, it goes a lot longer than just midnight Eastern time. And people are in there all throughout the day. Small groups start getting together, and anybody can plan a time where they can come in there with their friends. You don't have to be a Cigar Fanatics. That's just my group that I started. The Zoom Cigar Bar is available to anybody who wants to use it. Anybody. It's just like a regular bar. And that's what we tried to create. One of my admins, Kendall, she always equated it to, it was like that neighborhood bar, not just a cigar bar, because when she came in, she didn't smoke cigars.
Oh,
And
I didn't know
she
that.
smoked cigars. So,
Wow.
you know, it was one of those, I guess we brought another into the fold, but she just liked it because you don't have to smoke. If you want to smoke, that's fine. If you just want to drink, if you just want to listen, tell stories, tell bad jokes or good jokes, you know, you can do that here. And that's what I like. So, yeah, but mostly you'll find the East and West Coast people in large corners. We get about somewhere around 16 people a night to as many as 30. And usually the hours are about that 8, 9 o'clock, because then the West Coast people start coming on because that's their 6 o'clock time, and they'll tap you out. They'll keep you on till about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know. I kind of sit on there with some of the East Coast guys, and we went to kicking it till 3, 4 a.m. So
Well,
I guess
yeah,
it depends.
that is true.
You guys can really hang, that's for sure. 1 o'clock is usually my limit. I'll be like, good night. Or I'll text OJ and I'm like, okay, the bed looked at me, I looked at the bed, and that was it.
Well, and you know, sometimes you just get tired. Things come up the next day, and that's the one thing about having a hearth in your house, because every time you're there, whether you're talking to 20 other people or 5 or 6 on there, you're in your own home, so you start having to look and do time management. Well, wait a minute, I got to get up for work, or I got to get up for this or that at 6 or 7. Yeah, I'll smoke one more cigar. You know,
It's usually how it is. See here. See who else is coming into the feed right now.
Oh, April said the Duke is watching as well. So-
Thank you guys for tuning in. Much appreciated.
Oh, thank you, David, for tuning in, and Valerie Bradshaw from Canada. And Dan. Hi, Dan.
a lot of people coming in, so a lot of the regulars.
Appreciate it.
And you know, that's the thing is, you get to the point where you know every one of those people. I mean, have you guys ever traveled to California much?
No, it's on the bucket list to finally head out there at some point. So we're going to be heading out soon.
Got friends there. Now you got Andy, you got April and Aaron, you got Lauren, you know, among others, Jonay. You got all these people there that are ready to come out there when travel opens up, and you've known them because you sit and talk with them.
Mhm.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You know their kids, you know their bad sense of humor or good sense of humor. I won't say who's the bad and who's the good.
Well, that's like when we met you out in Tampa. You know, it's like we known you forever.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we got a special treat. Somebody's hopped into the guest lounge. We'll give her
a minute.
Give her a few seconds just to get settled in. But I'll give it to her. She's a trooper. I mean, she's been on now the computer for a little over 2.5 hours almost. But we have the Queen, and a regular to the Zoom Cigar Bar, Miss Cynthia Fuente. Cynthia, hi.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
But they hear you on here.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody.
Hello.
Well, I love our guest of honor today, the man of the hour. Oh, hi, Carl. How are you?
I'm doing fine, Cynthia. I've seen your other shows today. Fantastic. Enjoyed them. I enjoyed the professor show with people popping in. You know.
I thought it was great.
Oh yeah.
It was a different, since it was a holiday show, and we were able to welcome so many people on that were able to join us and be actually part of Meet the Professor. So, and Michy joined us. I thought it was fantastic. It was really great. Really great. I loved it. We missed Jose today, but he had other things going on, but we'll see him next week.
Yes.
Yes. Hi, Jose. How are you? Hello, Michy again.
Hello. How was the holidays?
Very nice.
Good.
Very quiet, very different, but very nice.
Yeah, I figured it was like, look, if we're not hearing from Cynthia, the one time she doesn't hop on the cigar bar, I was like, look, she's probably taking advantage of the little opportunities we've had this year to meet up with family, and I would much prefer to hear that anyways. But it was good to hear that you got to spend some time.
I didn't get to even join the Fuente Friday with Michy. I'm sorry, excuse me, with Melanie, and she had William Cooper on, which I would have loved that. But Friday night was the only evening that I had to be with my little nieces and nephews, which I've only seen them outside playing in the swings.
Well, that's
for 4 months. So of course everybody had their mask on, and I insisted on it. But we were able to see them opening their gifts, and I was with my daughter and my 2 daughters, so it was nice. But I missed you guys. I definitely did a lot. And I even forgot that it was Friday in a sense, because all the days come together when it's the holidays.
Yes.
Yeah. But like Christmas Eve, it was very, very quiet. I was by myself at my house. My niece sent all this wonderful Cuban food over, and I had a beautiful bottle of wine, and I really enjoyed it. It was different, but it was very nice. I think it was different for a lot of people this year.
No, yes. it was. That's to say the least thing. Like we were talking in the lounge, it's like I literally walked into my parents' house for about the 3rd or 4th time this entire year. And I literally live next door to my parents.
Yes.
And
I can reach my hand over to my mother-in-law.
Really?
Yeah.
You've only seen them like 3 or 4 times.
I've literally walked into their house about 3 or 4 times this year. And it just so happened like before this, my parents were like adamant. It was like, no, we're just going to do like a virtual Christmas, yada, yada, figure that out. And probably the best gift I could have gotten for Christmas was a text message from my mother by about 11 o'clock in the morning saying, everybody be at the house at 11:30. We're going to do gifts. I was like, all right.
Wasn't that a beautiful gift?
That was, yeah.
I take for granted every year.
Yeah, exactly. It's something that's like, do I got to get up at 9 o'clock and see the kids open the
we just take that for granted, but this year it seemed more special than ever if we had the opportunity to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Makes you think of like some of the stuff we take for granted for sure, and just really appreciate it. And that's kind of why I've kind of taken a point where like, you know what, enjoy the smaller things, because you don't know when you're going to have another pandemic come up on you. Like it's just something like that. But just take advantage of it.
I think enjoy the small things is something you should use as your mantra all the time, because you never know when that last day is.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Never miss the opportunity to say you love somebody. Never miss the opportunity to say hi to a person, and always say goodbye. Because you never know.
Yep.
I know that more than anybody, that's for sure. And I do agree. I do. Yes. So I came on a few minutes later, but what did y'all talk about earlier? Come on, tell us. Carl, I want to hear what were your thoughts when you first came up with the idea of the virtual cigar bar, which has been the best. It's been such a blessing to all of us this year. It has been so wonderful.
I said earlier, but I'll say the basic was just to meet people, help build a community, because That's one thing I think has happened. I can tell you that anybody who comes into the Zoom Cigar Bar, they feel like part of the family. They feel like they know everybody there. You know, whether it's you, Cynthia, when you come in, or Carlito, or you name it. We've got to meet new people and add to a family gathering. So that's kind of what it was. And it's fun. It's fun just to sit back. If you can't go someplace, sit back, enjoy cigars, bourbon, whatever, with people and laugh, tell jokes, and have a good time.
Mm-hmm. And that we do indeed.
Well, let me tell you. Okay, girl. So to me, I brought out the Basil Hayden Rye.
Uh-oh.
For one, it's festive, green and red. I got my red dress on. Okay. And so I put it in my beautiful Spode Christmas glass.
Oh, that is adorable.
Isn't it? So for us to have a toast.
Well, we're having coffee.
We're having
coffee today. Oh, that's right. Because, oh my God, Carl loves coffee. I had coffee earlier. Okay.
I have iced coffee.
So
Cheers.
I'm pacing myself because on the Zoom Cigar Bar Friday night, not even with Michelle, just myself, literally polished off half a bottle of Blanton's.
Oh, yes, you did.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So I'm pacing myself.
This is my first. We had a little toast with champagne earlier, but it was just like a small one. So this is my first. But then after this, I'm actually going to have dinner with both my daughters. So that's really nice. Yes. Yesterday it was so cold here, and now it's warmed up so we could sit outside.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Now if you don't sit outside, you're not doing anything. Like everything is outside these days. We're in the middle of COVID. God, this COVID.
Tell me about it.
Really? And I know it's way too cold for you all to be outside.
Well, it's really impressive. A lot of like our friends on the bar, they've really been inventive this year with not being able to go to lounges. No, here at the Zoom Cigar Bar.
Cynthia, what cigar are you smoking?
I brought out my Casa Cuba. Here it is. I'm going to light it up now.
Same here. Double six.
Same here.
There we go.
Doble dos. I'm having a doble dos.
I'm a
I see you're happy. Merry Christmas with the Casa Cuba, Carl. Thank you very much.
Oh.
Representing. I appreciate it.
Always represent.
Yeah. Well, I'm sitting upstairs and I have the door open. So I smoked a Don Carlos Personal Reserve earlier. And now I'm going to go for the Casa Cuba.
Okay, we have Wes Nelson saying Fuente family should do a daily Q&A with fellow smokers. Wes, I'm going to take this opportunity to tell you, you can do that right here on our show. We, not every show, but they tried, the Fuentes, Cynthia, and Carlito try to get on here whenever they can. You can take this opportunity and take this platform to ask them whatever question you want, because I'm pretty sure that they would take to answering your questions.
You're the boss. Whatever you say, I'm ready.
Yeah, so any questions, anything you guys want to say, hit us up. We'll put you in the show. Jose is the master IT guy here.
Yeah, if you see me throwing my head in, it's not because I want you to see the new Opus X hat. It's because I'm going blind and I got to look at the feed.
That's nice. I don't know if I've seen that one yet.
Oh yeah,
it's one of the new ones that are.
That looks like a nice, beautiful one.
Yeah, it is. It's really nice. Probably one of my more favorite ones.
We have a lot of new things going, so it's like a lot. Yes, all of them are beautiful. Even the original Fuente Opus X black with that Velcro. Like the velvet. Velvet is what I meant. Beautiful. It's my favorite one. It's the original one.
Yep. So, as we were saying earlier, one of the positive things is accessibility. I've, over this whole pandemic, the positive is everybody has learned to use social media a little better to reach out to their families, customers. I know I get to see more of the Fuentes lately than I have ever seen. Not just in the Zoom Cigar Bar, but
April's on.
Oh, there's the Duchess.
Hello, April. Hello, beautiful. Yes, true. Not only on the cigar bar, but on all the different podcasts. and everything. Everybody's been able to see one another more than I think we are able to when we're traveling all over the globe.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What she said right there kind of just nailed it, and that kind of brings in why, you know, the Zoom Cigar Bar has, I think, been so successful. I'll be honest with you. When did we finally hit? I don't think I hit it until maybe August, September when I finally had joined.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of
August.
Yeah, August. Yeah, you have like a memory like
an
an
elephant.
Like
That's a
I think it
Calippo.
was. I want to say it was like the first or second night that I had joined into the bar, and we must have had like a nice crowd and like 20, 25 people. And then next thing you know, Carl's just going right down the line to everybody's picture on the screen and naming their name and where they're from too. And I just stood there like dumbfounded, like, holy crap. It's like, how? It's impressive. It really is. Like you have
I pale to Cynthia because she has a memory. She'll be sitting there and say, "Oh yes, I remember you from 2016 at Casa Fuente." Yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes it's not remembering everybody's name per se, but I don't forget a face. Or like when I met that person. That's true. But if I need names, I'll call my brother Carlos, and he remembers everything, everybody's name exactly. I mean, he's really, really good about that. He got that from my mother.
Yeah.
And I seen that beautiful post that you put about, being without our mothers during these holidays, Michy. That was beautiful.
Yeah. It always hits me hard, but this year, we were driving to the Bronx to go visit Jose's grandmother and his aunt. So I grew up in the Bronx and I lived in the Bronx most of my life, aside from Puerto Rico. So going down just brought me these memories, and I just brought tears to my eyes. And I'm like, had they been here, we would have been going to their house. Because my mom, when she got down, she got down. She used to roast whole porks in her New York City apartment. Okay. And the whole family would come together. My mom was the glue that bonded our family. So when she passed, yeah, so it's, it really hit me hard this year. But, thankfully I have Jose. He always makes me feel better and tells me, Mama, she's looking at you from above. She's here with you.
It's nice to have that partner to give you that inspiration.
Yeah, she's always right here.
Comfort.
Always, my mom and my dad, because I lost both, and
me too.
It's hard, but we try to
live with their memories.
Yes, live with the memory. Live in the
now. It's like I was saying it earlier. Like they were saying, well, what are you smoking or what have you? And like for me, this has been a very quiet holiday season. Even though like I definitely went out and got all these gifts for the kids and so forth, because that's what it's all about. But it's like I personally brought out like the cigars. Like I smoked the Don Carlos Personal Reserve, remembering my father. Then I smoked the Man. Then I smoked the Casa Cuba. Then I brought out the Camus wine because he loved wine. I even had a little toast of Chevis, and I'm not really a Scotch drinker, but I remember how my father would love his Chevis. And then I made my mother's favorite tea. And then on Christmas evening, I wore my father's necklace and a piece for my mother and a piece of jewelry for my son. And it made me feel close to all of them. And, and it really brought me a lot of comfort because I sat for hours in front of the fireplace and I've been watching my daughter Bianca's dog. And so I really took it as a time just to reflect and to think of all the beautiful things that life has given us and all our wonderful memories. And my brother started laughing. I bought Old Spice cologne at Walgreens because my godfather, Fausto Suarez, he used to wear that all the time. And I think I had the best godfather in the whole entire world. So I thought about him. And then I put some musk on and because my dad loved that. So to me, it just made me feel very comforted because like we're really alone, but together.
Mm-hmm.
Carl's done such a beautiful job of bringing us all together with the virtual bar lounge, you with the Casa Cuba Show, us with Meet the Professor. So we've all put our part into making this year remind us that we're not alone and that we are together. And I think that's very important.
The little tagline I used to use was Zoom Cigar Bar, just because you social distance doesn't mean you have to socially disconnect.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Love that.
Amen. That's good.
Love that.
I agree. 100%. I do.
You know, and you talking about things that, you know, remind you of your family members. I'm just going to share a little something with you guys. So yesterday we were driving to go buy some steaks because we're having a steak dinner with our friends in Pennsylvania for New Year's. So we were in the car and I get a text message from my friend Vilma, and she says, "Oh, Tito Rojas died." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, for those of you who don't know who he is, he's a really big salsa singer. Very well known in the Latino community.
And he passed away during the holidays?
He passed away yesterday.
Yeah.
And as soon as she said that, Jose was like, "Put on his music. I know you love him." And it wasn't me who actually loved him. It was my mom. Mm-hmm. It was my mother. So when we put on his music, I was in tears. And it was tears of joy because now my mom gets her favorite salsa singer with her in heaven. So
I think that's beautiful. I listen to a lot of Arturo Sanavad too. I mean, the holidays, I've been putting all Spanish music. Of course, like, you know, listening to the Christmas songs too. But Arturo Sanavad, he brings me so much peace. Well, music brings a lot of love to our souls.
Yes, it does. And it brings memories. It sparks things in your mind of oh my God, I remember I was doing such and such when this song was playing. And it's beautiful, you know.
Oh, yeah. Christmas songs, whatever. You just remember things, you know. I always say both my parents are passed, and they died in December too. So that was, you know, sweet. But I remember those last Christmases, and those were the best Christmases.
Oh, yes. Yes, I agree.
Now, and since, like you say, the mothers are the heart of the home, and they're the ones that, you know, hold the glue together and so forth. So in our generation, there's somebody that needs to step forward to keep the family together.
Yes.
And I'm clearly one of them. And my grandmother used to be the one, then my mother, and for my family, I always, I love having everybody together.
That's something Carlitos said about you publicly multiple times. I've heard him say that you've been, ever since your parents, God rest their souls, you know, have left, that you've kind of been the main glue to the family. You've kind of taken that matriarch role.
My father used to always say, "What are you inventing now?" Because I was always inventing a party of some sort. I mean, to celebrate anybody's birthday, my parents' 55th anniversary, my father's 75th birthday, my mother's 60th, whatever it was, I was always to bring all the family together. When my mother turned 60 years old, God, I thought she was ancient. She actually wasn't. It's looking younger all the time. Yeah. But her father was one of 22 children. Wow. And I think like 18 made it to adulthood. So the last one of the siblings that was alive, she was 90. And she always had a dream. She loved to sing. So she always had a dream of singing with mariachis. Okay. So the Columbia restaurant in Ybor City, the famous Columbia restaurant, was a beautiful room. So I had over, I don't know, like 125 ladies, all the family, and each table was honoring a different sibling of the 18 that made it to adulthood. Wow. So we got my Aunt Graciela up there on that stage with the whole mariachis, and she was singing. And then we had like a microphone so everybody can go up and say a story about my mother. since it was her birthday, like when she was a kid or their favorite stories about her. So we did like this beautiful tribute to her while she was here. And I think that's a lesson to be learned, that we need to do this while the people are here, with us. Because even though they can see us from heaven, hopefully, and believe that, but while they're here, it's so important, like, Carl said, to let that person know how you feel. Like, if there's been somebody this year, this isn't my show, okay? This is your show. But I'm saying, like, if there's somebody this year that's really made a difference in your life, like, pick up the phone and tell them how you thank them for being there for you, especially this year when it's been such a trying year for so many different reasons. And I think it's really important.
Absolutely. It's one of the reasons kind of why I thought for the end of the year would really be a nice appropriate thing to bring on Carl along, because I know I could speak for Michelle and I. The Zoom Cigar Bar has been a blessing in our life. I mean, we've spent a lot of time home this year that we typically wouldn't. We're usually away on the weekends. We'll send the dogs away for their little mini vacation, and we're out the door from Friday to Sunday. We're out, hanging out with friends. We're visiting cigar bars, and to be able to sit at home and hop on and do the Zoom Cigar Bar, it's really helped us with what is this kind of like pandemic stuff that you kind of can get stir crazy in the house, and we were like that, like for the first, I want to say like first 2 months when we first started doing the quarantine back in like April, May. Like we were going nuts. We had like the little Facebook things and stuff like that.
No, of course.
I wish I was more cognizant and had realized that there was something like the cigar bar out there, so I would have been on way earlier. But I thought, what a great way to kind of show our appreciation, just to let them know and just tell you thank you. I really thank you for
when Michy sent who was going to be the guest of honor. I was like, yes. It was perfect.
You're all welcome, because you guys added to my family.
Yes.
And that's why I look at it. I've been on now since February, 7 days a week, and I've only missed 5 times.
Look at that.
And it's because everybody said you have to go do certain things, Carl. So I did them, but the cigar bar has become it's a family. There's our friend Carlos from Puerto Rico in there.
Yes.
Which I'm drinking some of his coffee he sent me.
Oh, good. Good.
Some of that Boricua coffee.
I know that you love your coffee. I drank a couple of coffee this morning that was delicious too. How many cups of coffee do you drink a day, Carl?
Maybe 5.
Okay, that's not too bad.
No, that's not bad at all.
I was gonna say, I was like, I'm probably somewhere around like about a half pot, 6-7 cups a day.
He does.
But I do IT just as
you do, we'll say.
Yeah, I'm an IT engineer here in New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hence me doing all her technology for the show.
Yeah.
I know. Listen, every person needs a producer. Okay. Like Eric from Cigar Dojo, his son Jordan. I mean, everybody needs one. William Cooper has his. Everybody has theirs. It's important. So y'all are a perfect team.
No, we try. But it's also people taking the time to, like Carl says, constantly just embrace the technology. I remember when they started doing the Meet the Professor show, and you guys were hopping on, and we had our technical difficulties here and there. And at one point, I had even looped in with Melanie and helped her out with some of the stuff. And I saw kind of like the struggles that some of you guys were having, and then it's just in a matter of like a month or two, everybody started like clicking on it, and now it's funny. Now I see you like you're hopping from show to show to show. I'm like, I told Michelle, I was like, check it out.
Well, I mean, like I tried, and I got a light and all this stuff, and I got a beautiful Christmas gift from Mark, my boyfriend, and so he surprised me. He got a table, a different light, microphone, earphones. I mean, possibly, because like we do some at the factory, some at the warehouse. So I have stuff there, but in the comfort of my home, and upstairs because I have a balcony. I open it so I could smoke up here. And it was like this completely surprised me. And it was perfect.
Fantastic.
Shout out to Mark.
And I really believe that, it was very nice. It was super, super thoughtful. And I really believe that even when we're able to start traveling and so forth, we will still continue these virtual podcasts and so forth. We're going to still continue Meet the Professor, and all because this is a way to continue to communicate with everybody in a different manner. It's a different manner. Hello, Daniel. Daniel Levis. Oh, wow. I've never met anybody that knows more about bourbons than him, honey, even more than us.
Well, he knows his bourbon.
Daniel, did you see? I got the Basil Hayden rye.
Oh, that's my trooper guy on the lounge. We've done now 2 nights so far that we've gone to like almost 4 a.m. kicking on there.
Yeah.
It's like they don't run out of things to say.
No, none of us do. One day you went to sleep, and I think Jose stayed up, and I think it was 6 a.m. when I took a shower.
He told me
That was the breaker.
Of course,
Yeah,
then we had the person that I mentioned earlier. The only thing you got to watch out is that you don't fall asleep in front of the camera.
Yeah.
We have
Joey did that.
Joey, yeah, Joey fell asleep in front of the camera.
Joey fell asleep in front of the camera. That was hilarious. Oh boy.
I think it might have been alcohol-induced sleep, but it was sleep.
Well, he had been, I think he went to dinner. Of course, he had his 3-piece suit on. He had gone to a couple cigar bars or lounges, real ones. And then he came on and joined us. So he had a long night. Yes.
Well, that was the really nice, like, kind of cap off to what was 2020, was being able to get like a nice swath. Of course, not everybody from the cigar bar, but a lot of us wound up meeting up, as distant as we possibly could down in Tampa. And
I know.
I thought it was appropriate. We all kind of came to the capital of cigars, and kind of was able to socialize and finally meet a lot of us for the first time.
I thought that was very important. I thought that was beautiful.
And we all respected each other, and it was like meeting, like seeing your long lost cousin. It was great. We had
it's like a day never passed, and you all hadn't even met in person physically.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like David Wayne and Joey. They were together the whole time, and they never met in person before. But it's like if they're best friends. Listen, and it's because this brings so many people together.
Yes.
Exactly. It's amazing. Exactly. It really is.
We had a great dinner at Donatella's. And we all sat around a beautiful round table, and one of the guys played a prank on one of the other guys, saying it was his birthday, and it wasn't. They brought him a cake. They sang happy birthday. It was the funniest thing ever. We died laughing. We had the best time. It was
Donatello's is a landmark for Tampa. That has been there for decades and decades on end. So that is a classic restaurant, and it's a wonderful restaurant. It really is.
I was really amazed that they were able. I mean, we made a reservation, but it was that day and just a few hours before. It was amazing how they were able to accommodate all of us. It was like a group of like 15 of us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a neighborhood restaurant for us, and it's very, very special. I frequent there I haven't been there in a while now, but I frequent there a lot.
It was a very nice.
We're definitely looking forward to it, and that's kind of where we're thinking, capping off 2020 and now looking towards 2021. Like us on our end with the Casa Cuba Show, and obviously with the family's permission, we're going to keep on doing it. And I can't wait to do what's the true purpose of the show that we're looking out to, and it's to kind of supporting the brick and mortars, and I want to take the aspect too, and also support a lot of the virtual shows that have spun off and become successful, and a lot of the things in the industry, like the Zoom Cigar Bar, like a lot of the other podcasts that are out there that are really pushing the agenda of the industry.
Well,
and keep
the
it
other night, you were on when Patrick, a local owner of a shop here, he's adapted with social media, with things to increase his business. He's adapting his business during these times to make,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do y'all hear that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're dancing to it.
Sorry, I'm still learning, darling. I don't know why it's coming up, these numbers.
You're
Sorry about
fine.
that.
It's all good.
We're fine.
But yeah, we're definitely looking forward to doing a lot more traveling once we're able to do so safely. But we're gonna get out there. You're gonna see us at a lot more of those lounges. We're gonna start regional because we are here in the Northeast. So I told Michelle it's like anywhere within 4 states I'll drive.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna head out there. I'm gonna hit up these shops. Gonna make sure I push that brick and mortar agenda.
Mhm.
It's what I love that your family does, and it's why we keep pushing it. And with the Casa Cuba name behind it, it's just to help remind people, look, it's cigars like these that are brick and mortar protected that are the reason why you guys are able to get out here and continue to do this, and they'll always be supportive for you.
Very true. Very true.
I want to push that agenda out to everybody and remind you, yes, we can all buy our cigars online. A cigar is a cigar. You can get it just about anywhere if it's taken care of properly. It's the brick and mortar environment and that cigar bar environment, that ambience that you get, that is where that's where the essence of the industry is coming from. It's the people that you're able to interact with. And if the Zoom Cigar Bar and other ones like that have proven anything, it's that you don't need to have the ability to smoke a cigar in a physical location, but the fact that we're able to, because brick and mortars are there, help it. But the socialization aspect of it, it's only the people that are actually going to bring that.
Right.
And a good cigar.
Exactly.
I saw something very cute this weekend. We actually found a cigar shop about 15 minutes away in Milford, Pennsylvania. It's called Mr. and Mrs. Cigar. It's a cute little shop.
Really?
They are Fuente authorized sellers, so we definitely had to hit up that place. We're still talking with the guy there, and it was amazing how we just met this guy and we're like already talking about doing a show at his shop. And he was so nice. He showed me a picture of him and Carlito from back in the days. It's just amazing, the relationship that cures over a cigar.
And I believe that the brick and mortars that are hungry, that they worked hard, they've made it in 2020. You've really had to want to make it, and they have, because I know that they've been struggling, a lot of them, when the cigar lounges closed down and they can only sell cigars curbside and so forth, but many of them have done very, very well.
Well, our friend Patrick
online, because they've helped us as well, just like Amazon has helped us tremendously, but yet to be able to support your brick and mortar, especially in your area, to go in and buy a box of cigars, it's going to help them. And we want them all to stay open, just like, supporting your neighborhood restaurant to go and order food and bring it home, or what have you. Like when I'm at the warehouse or I'm at the factory and it's late, especially working on my Christmas list. And so I'll leave there and there's 2 restaurants that I know the owner and I feel very good. And I'll just go and sit at the bar area and I'm by myself and, I'll eat and then come home. But, it's like important to support those people that you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
Well, our Patrick that runs my local B&M, Almost Havana, they had the best sales this year of any of their years they've been open.
Wow, that's fantastic news.
And they were actually able to bring Fuente cigars back, which had left under previous owners, and they came back, and now that's one of their top sellers.
That is fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. And what's the name of their shop?
Almost Havana.
Okay, all right, very good, beautiful.
Yeah, we had a nice conversation in the bar Friday night, and just hearing from him, how he's able kind of to make success out of this kind of year and what he's doing and hitting a lot of his plans that he's got going on. It's encouraging to hear that, especially in an industry where, a lot of cigar shops will open and they don't make that 5-year mark. To see a lot of guys that really have that fire in the belly per se and just persevere through a pandemic and make the best numbers in years. it's encouraging news to hear. Especially from the consumer side, because I'm not a manufacturer, I'm not a distributor, not a reseller. I'm a consumer. And I'm passionate about what I love.
We all are, and we show it. It's like, I know that this past year has been very, very trying, and the most important thing is for everybody to stay as healthy as possible. And our hearts go out for the people that have lost their lives during this pandemic and that have become ill during it and everything. But I remember as a young child always witnessing my father, Carlos Fuente, and it seemed like there was always a mountain he was trying to climb over. There was so many, always, peaks and valleys. It was always like, okay, how are we going to solve this problem? And for him, it was never, like I've said, a no or if. It was just, how are we going to overcome this one? And he always just was so inspiring as a very young child listening to him. And I feel that if he was here today, he would continue to do it. And I feel that all of us have shown that example. The way that we have made 2020 work the best way we can. And that was even starting with me, the professor, the Jeremiah, I think within a long weekend, he came up with that idea.
Yep.
And with all of the different podcasts and with Carl, how he's done, and there's other virtual cigar lounges too. Some of them are in Europe. Like Reinhardt did a holiday international Christmas gathering this past week. It was fantastic.
Oh, wow.
It was fabulous. And there was people from all over the globe. So I believe that everybody, because they have it in their soul, that we've just tried to make it work. And at the same time, praying for everybody that needs prayers. And we're all trying to maintain, we're being responsible and to stay safe during this.
It is. And
there is life after, and we're going to get over this mountain and to the brightness. And that's where 2021 is going to bring.
That's definitely where we're hopeful for it, and it's, yes, we're still in the middle of it. We're hoping that, whatever comes out with this whole vaccine and stuff kind of clears it out. It's really going to be up to,
there's hope.
There's hope. And at least we've got people in the industry that are embracing what's going on right now and adapting to it. I mean, look at Smoke In, what they're going to be doing with the Great Smoke. And
yes, and Melanie's going to be one of the hosts.
I'm excited.
And Michael Herklock is going to be a host too.
Yes, yeah. When I saw that, I was like,
fantastic.
It's not somebody that's going to walk away from the industry. He's finding a way to reinvent and adapt to it with what's going on.
I'm actually looking forward to that.
Everybody's been saying, it's like, oh my God, it's like the set that he's got going on. It's going to be incredible. It's like, it makes you want to, like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pay for that ticket, get my package.
Absolutely. Yes. And then that's supporting him as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yep. And look, I was supposed to go to Germany this year. I'd have gotten invited for the Arturo Fuente Germany.
Yes, I'm supposed to be there too.
And like I was excited. I was like, "This is my first time to go to Europe." I was about to get my passport ready at the beginning of the year, and then all of a sudden this hit, and I'm like, "Oh well, what the hell? We were supposed to go to Vegas in July."
So was I. God, and in November.
And that was finally that. I was like, you know what? When it came to December, and we had gone to the festival last year, and I was like, you know what? Come hell or high water, we're going. And that was like, it was going to be the third strike, and I was like, oh hell no. I told Michelle, I was like, we're sticking. I don't care what's going on. We'll just be responsible, but we're going to Tampa. And they would me that.
I wonder, it's curious to me to know, like, how did other industries make it during this pandemic? How other industries, because I know that a lot of people, like the restaurant industry and so forth, they've had major struggles. And so I wonder how they have made it work in different ways, because I know that the cigar industry is booming. And we're grateful, every one of you out there that have supported us and have smoked our cigars, and all the manufacturers out there, because we're actually one big family. And we're grateful for everybody who has supported us through this year, because it's definitely been a challenge, a lot of challenges. But yeah,
You have to
but
be.
we
And
feel very grateful. We really do. We feel very blessed.
with
We love
industries,
Carl.
Yes, his internet actually went out. He sends his apologies.
Okay, all right, okay.
That's all good.
I'm telling you, I look at him. He's like a movie star. I was like, when you put that he was going to be your guest of honor, I'm like, whoa, yes. It's fantastic. Gosh.
Yeah, we had to get him on, especially for end of year. And like being at a family table when you're having dinner, everyone goes around. I wanted to do this with Carl, but I know he's
Okay. All right,
not
let's do it.
But we always give thanks for. We always want to say what we're thankful for. And I want to start with Jose. What are you thankful for this year?
I'm thankful for being healthy, you know, given what's going on. I mean, and I think you and I, we felt the hard impact of the pandemic, just as many people. I mean, I've lost friends and family. I lost my my grandfather earlier this year due to the pandemic.
I'm sorry.
She's lost 2 uncles this year, just as recently as right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So it's been the impact, and it's
Wow.
and I'm at a high risk for catching what this is out there. I mean, I'm diabetic. You know, I have heart conditions, things like that. So I try to be as careful as possible. So I'm grateful that I've kind of made through unscathed. You know, a lot of people. I mean, we're up to what 300,000+ people that have lost their lives because of this. You know, so I'm grateful for being okay and not dealing with that and putting more burden on my family than I had to. And it's part of why I've been so distant with, a lot of like my family, just because, like I have parents just like many other people do, and I just don't want them to go through that. So I'm just grateful that, we're going to end the year, and yes, we still got 2021 to go with, and we're still dealing with this, but I'm just grateful for that. And I'm grateful for the small things,
Yeah, me too.
Cynthia, what are you grateful for this year?
I'm grateful for a lot of things, and like I always, I think I had a beautiful example from both my parents that even in the darkest times, that there's always something that can make you smile and be grateful and blessed for. I personally also feel that I'm grateful that for my health, for the health of all of my loved ones around me. I have a lot of older people that are very dear to my heart, that are in their 80s and their 90s, and that they have maintained health. And one of them, which is Mark's godfather, is still struggling. He's been since the end of the very beginning of October in hospitals and in rehabs. And he's also had the virus and pneumonia and a lot of things. And I am praying that he makes it through. So I'm grateful for all of these older people that have still been able to get through. And I have learned to appreciate more than ever. I feel very fortunate because I have a lot of wonderful friends, and I have a lot of wonderful family. But I have learned to appreciate these simple things, because in our normal life, like we're on a plane basically all the time, and we're jumping from one event to the other or whatever it may be. And you don't stop to think about all these simple things. But like I've enjoyed so many sunsets this year, more so. I've enjoyed going outside and just seeing the ducks and all these simple things, or going and to the beach and watching the sunset, or even being able to talk to somebody that I haven't talked to in a long time, FaceTime them to make sure that they're okay or what have you. So for the new people, because I actually have met so many new friends this year. So I'm grateful for that. And I pray every day that everybody's, health continues, because it's so difficult when you lose a loved one. I have lost a lot. and it's difficult, and especially during the holidays, it's very emotional.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But you know, like I don't know, I've been very emotional. I see these things like these little videos and stuff, and I'm watching the Christmas channel, all these Christmas movies, and I'm crying the whole time. But it's like a good cry because it makes you feel good, because it's honestly like I love love. And so I just love to see everybody share their love for one another. So
Absolutely.
I have been, and I have to tell you, really, in all honesty, Mark came into my life, and I believe that nobody comes into your life by accident. And I believe that everything is meant for a reason. So I'm very grateful for my journey with him. He's been such a beautiful sunshine in my life, and so I'm trying to concentrate on the all the positive. And because I do, you know, I mean, yeah, I really do miss. I'm a very family oriented person, and I miss my loved ones terribly. It's very difficult. But I'm
Absolutely.
so very grateful for my two beautiful daughters and my nieces and my nephew Calito and my brother Carlos, my brother Ricky, everybody. Everybody. I do, because I love everybody. And you know, I have seen my brother Carlos like right in front of my eyes, especially this year, you know, with all the Zooms and everything, because he is a man, and he is the leader for all of us now, that my father isn't, you know, physically here. And I have seen him, he is a man, but I've seen him become so like in touch with his feelings, and he shares, and he has so much love in his heart. And I'm so proud of my brother Calito, that, you know, because we were brought up, my father, he was like, he was very, we always communicated. He always gave us so much love, but it was, you know, always supporting us, but, you know, do it, you know, fulfill your dreams and get better and do, you know, and Carlos has always been like that too, but he's shared his feelings so much more. And I think it's such a beautiful thing that I've watched that. And I am so grateful for that.
Absolutely.
I love my heart, and my brother Ricky. So, you know, it's just like for all the love that's around. Yes.
Okay.
Great thing to be grateful for.
Beautiful.
And
Carl,
But well, that's good. Carl, we have. I know that you lost internet connection. Thank God you were able to get back on. But right before Jose and now Cynthia shared what they're thankful for this year. So now we're asking you, what are you thankful for this year?
Well, I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for, strangely enough, of meeting everybody, that of getting to know more people around our community, of helping build a stronger community, and that's the main things right there. I'm very thankful that, because you know, I'm very thankful for my family I have, which I don't get to see. And even though they live here, because of some of my immunosuppressants and stuff that I take for my kidney transplant, they don't come and visit, except one time, but we won't go into that. But that's mainly what I'm thankful for, of all the people I've met, the community, and that I see that we're a strong community. It is, maybe, if I could say it, I've fallen more in love with our cigar community than I ever was.
absolutely.
Me too. And I've been in it all my life. And I've become more thankful than ever for so many reasons. I agree. I do agree with you. Very nice.
I see, you know, one thing that amazes me, I've seen that, as always, like with the Fuente Foundation and things like that, I've always seen people caring, but lately, this last year, I've seen even more caring, more giving of people for whatever good cause out there. They are more giving, whether it's Kerr's Cut,
Right.
whether it's you name it.
Yes. Yes. Liana's. I agree.
Liana's,
I agree.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, for what I'm grateful for this year, my health, because it's another 6 years cancer free
Amen.
to the
Fantastic.
Lord.
Amen.
Amen.
My marriage, because in these trying times, it tries your marriage too. And here we are, 11 years still together.
Congratulations.
Yes, that's
And
beautiful.
I'm grateful for meeting all everyone that's joined in. I'm thankful for meeting them, whether it's virtually or personally. Everybody in the cigar community, I am thankful to you guys. And my niece, she was pregnant with twins earlier this year, and she needed help to get to Miami to get a special treatment. And the cigar community donated to her cause and was able to get her the help that she needed. And I am so thankful for that.
Yeah.
We got a generous donation from the Fuente family as well as individuals. And she is beyond grateful.
I'm
Unfortunately,
so glad.
she lost one of the twins. It was a little too late. But she gave birth to a beautiful baby boy, and I'm thankful for that.
There
So
you
one
go.
of the twins survived.
One of the twins did survive. It's a condition called TTTS. It's one of the babies take away from the other one, and one is more gets more nutrition than the other one, and it was difficult. So, but I'm thankful she had at least one beautiful, healthy baby boy. And again, thank you to the cigar community for coming together for that. Um, Liana's cause, we were more than happy to donate right back, because whether it's breast cancer, kidney cancer, lung cancer, no matter what cancer it is, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's a horrible disease. I lost both my parents to cancer, and this to me is very important. So as soon as I heard cancer, I'm like, no, we're donating. And we're like, yes, we're going to donate.
And what Kurz too, you were right there helping them.
Yes, we had a special show that one night to try to push people, not push people, but like to get people to know what the cause is about. Because it's very important that you educate people too, because if you don't know, you don't know. You're oblivious to.
Exactly.
So it was nice to get on and educate people what the cause was, and that was able to kickstart him too. And I know he got a whole bunch of donations, which was beautiful.
Yeah, we didn't know
Well,
what
I'll
you
tell you one thing. One of my goals this year, I mean, we could talk about goals too, but one of my goals is that I am trying to get my hair long because I want to donate it.
Oh,
When I get it long, if it grows, because my brother Carlito says that as you get older, it doesn't grow as fast. But when it grows, I'm doing it, honey. I am cutting it off and I'm donating it.
Are you doing a liana or a ponytail cut?
Whatever works.
Okay.
Whatever I'll do, but I want to do it. That's a goal for me. I want to do it because even if it's one or two people that I can make a difference, I want to do it.
Amen.
That is fantastic.
God
I mean,
bless
it's just a small token, but it's something that maybe I can help one person and bring a smile to their face.
you.
You know?
I think they said what Liana's hair is going to help maybe 3 to 4 people now.
What now? Liana had like, I think 6 or 7 long strands, okay? And it's on the social media that she was we laid it on the desk. And so she was able to help multiple people.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
She had such beautiful hair, and for her to do that,
Beautiful. And you know something, her husband, he's a wonderful man, Manny, and he supported her 1,000,000%. He didn't make her feel, he says, Liana, you're beautiful. It's going to grow back and it's okay. He was so supportive. It was just that day that Liana did that to me. I said, I am so grateful for that. I am able to be here with my family and to experience this. It was just such an enlightening day. It was amazing to see.
Well, we, our Zoom Cigar Bar donated to Liana's cause
I
there too.
know that. I know.
And we were very happy because we supported you. And we'd had several members in our group that are either currently fighting cancer or have fought and won. So
I know you have.
it was such
Yeah.
an honor to be able to do that little part there.
Absolutely.
And for the leukemia for Kerr's foundation till December 31st, they're still accepting donations.
Yes.
So maybe you could put that on
Yes.
so that everybody knows, even if it's $5 or $10, they're still accepting.
Every little bit counts.
I'll put the link to the donation back up and put it in the group for the rest of the year here and see if we can get a few more dollars out to people.
Absolutely. Yep.
I have one more thing on my being
Please
thankful for.
tell us.
You and you
We are.
to the Fuentes for allowing me and giving me this permission to do this show. I absolutely adore all of you. The relationship that we've curated because of the cigar and now because of this show, I am mostly thankful for. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes just thinking of how precious this is to me. I know with Jose, I can speak for Jose as well. This is really special. And
Well, I
I'm
have
glad.
to tell you that we're grateful for you and Jose. And I know I've met you a few times in person at Franklin's store when I was doing events, but that you had the love in your heart because you love Casa Cuba so much, which is an honor of my father, Carlos Fuente, that was his last creation before he went to be with the Lord, how you honor that and how you had the courage to want to do a podcast of your own, you and Jose. We are honored that you wanted to do this. So on behalf of all the Fuente family, we thank you both. We thank you both. And for your friendship, first and foremost, but for wanting to do this and spread the love and to help grow Casa Cuba, because it is becoming, it has been, but it's becoming more and more powerful of a cigar. And it has so much meaning behind it. And like my brother was saying earlier, the cigars are about a memory. And smoking at Casa Cuba is a memory of my father, Carlos, that he gave up his life with pride and with joy for his family, for the world, to be able to enjoy these cigars. So every time that we light up an Arturo Fuente, whatever it is, it's like we have a piece of him with us. So Michy, we love you, darling, and we are grateful for you. And you are a wonderful, inside and out, beautiful person. Okay?
Thank you.
So you know what? It's nice to be thankful for these little things, for these simple little things.
Yes, and I'm thankful to everyone who's logged on, and thank you everyone for commenting and sharing, and it's with all our love here, you guys. That's we only do it because we love it. I may not have millions of dollars. I wish I did, because every kid in this country would be cured of cancer, but this is our way.
Do your part.
You do. Everybody does their part. That's the whole thing. Whether it's a show, a HERF, or whatever, guess what? We all are bringing more to the community, expanding, and bringing a love that some people never knew about.
Absolutely. I'm sure a lot of people that smoke their cigars probably didn't know just how philanthropical people in the industry are. And just how much compassion a lot of us cigar smokers have. I mean, if anything from this year showed it, is that this 0.1% of the tobacco industry, just how much power and influence we have when we come together and do something. I mean, it's really shown what we're capable of, and we're capable of a lot more if we really unite together and accomplish our goals. I mean, we've gotten a lot done this year. We've shown that we can do a lot, and there's much more to be done. Just like your friend, your cigar shop there. One of the questions I asked: are you a PCA member? Absolutely. I love to hear that. I wish I could hear that from more owners.
Well, I was there because our friend Andy got me involved with the CRA, and then I became a CRA ambassador myself. So
Very good. Thank you.
Yes.
To
Cigar
everybody.
and a lot of
And I
members
believe
of
that
the
a lot more
Cigar
people
Bar.
become part of the CRA this year.
Yes, please. And if you are not, please join cigarrightsofamerica.org.
It's cigarrights.org. Yep.
Cigarrights.org. You know, even if it's just to become a member.
And write a letter. Write a letter to the congressman. We need it.
Yes.
A simple
Yes.
letter makes a difference.
Well, that's one thing I'll say. A lot of the Zoom Cigar Bar members, from April, the Duchess, down
Yes.
to they're all CRA members now.
Andy, put the website up there. You know, Andy invited me onto the cigar lounge. That's how I got the invitation. I wanted to say something, if I may.
Sure.
The cigar industry, people are very, very generous, and we have hearts of gold. And going back to the 90s, when the cigar boom first hit, and Marvin Shanker from Cigar Aficionado, he really changed our industry for the better, because we fought tooth and nail decades upon decades, but cigars were almost like a cigar that, you know, for a grandfather to smoke with his son or what have you. But he brought cigars awareness that it's a luxury item, that it's a successful, you know, when you smoke a cigar, you're successful, you're enjoying the finer things in life and so forth. But I remember that Marvin Shanken did a lot of dinners during the boom, but he never did one dinner if it wasn't for charity. Never. He has raised millions and millions upon end for prostate cancer. And all of the cigar dinners were not even one of them was not done with something that was going to go to a charity to help people. So and he made that an awareness. And I want to thank Marvin for so much that he's done, and the whole staff on Cigar Aficionado. You know, Gordon and David and Barry and everybody, because they led the way and we followed. And like, you know, my brother Carlos, all that he was so passionate with St. Jude and with the Dan Marino Foundation. And, you know, we can go on and on. And I have said this before, but my father, who Carlos Fuente, who never had anything, but even when he did not, and when he moved to the Dominican in 1980, and he learned of these kids that they were sending them home because they had nothing, they had no hope for life. And my father that didn't even have money, he found it, and these kids are adults now. And, so, and my father's estate, he made it that every year X amount of dollars is going to a charity. He had his charities of choice, but our family foundation chooses now different charities that we give. And so my father even thought of the future, that this is something that we are going to continue to give to different charities and different people. And I think that that's an absolutely beautiful thing. And again, you know, we've seen this through examples, and it's our job to continue these traditions.
Your father truly was and will always be an inspiration, because not just because of the cigars, but the fact that he was that well thought, that he was thinking about the future.
He thought of the future. He thought about the future. The Dynasty Trust is all about education.
That's
education, because he believed in education. But he thought about everything. This was years and years of planning. And this man had a 9th grade education, but he was a genius in mind. And he was taught by an uncle who was very, very smart. And that's how my father learned so much. But I do agree. I agree. So I think that's very important. So you know what? There's so much to be grateful for. And even though, you know, there's always things that we suffer in life, because life is not easy. Life is not. But you have to try to look at the bright side of everything some way or another. Okay, I'm going to come here. I want Mark to say hello. I'm going to bring him in here today.
Hi, Mark.
This is Mark Devlin.
How are you?
I love your hat.
This is one of my blessings. Yes.
Michy, I just want you to know that what she had told you about you earlier, how she felt, she told me about you probably less than a month ago. And everything that she told you today on the air, in person, for all to see, she told me between her and I on the four walls. So she means what she says. And I say that right now. It's not just because she's in front of the screen right now. And a couple of other things that I've learned of her over the last 2 years. Cigars obviously is a passion for her with a capital P. How she presents herself is her. I don't know what she'd do without a cigar in her hand or talking about cigars in the business. She's very knowledgeable. I see her often studying, just sitting down on the table to the side while I'm here. She just wants to learn more and more. So what she portrays, she really works hard at it because it's all she's ever known. And her family, and speaking of her family, I always told her since we started dating, I knew her in high school. We went to high school together. But way back in the days, like 3 centuries ago. But it seems like it. I told her my biggest regret was never being able to meet her dad and her mother, and of course Carlos. And I've never met any of the three. But speaking of the cigar industry, which is her dad, I've always told her I would learn a lot from him. It sounds like he was very, very giving, as she's talking about the foundation. And that's what this woman is. And not because I'm dating her. I would say that if I wasn't seeing her tomorrow, I mean that. She's very giving, loves the older generation. I mean, like the World War II, the older folks. She's got this affinity towards them. It takes precedence sometimes over us. So it's incredible. She means what she says. And very, very, very giving in many, many ways. And I'm not trying to stroke her. I have no motive. I'm just telling you what I see. So anyway, that being said, I think I'm going on longer than expected.
We love this. Thank you, Mark.
Okay, nice seeing you all. Okay, all right. God bless. All right.
Amen. Aw, he's adorable, Cynthia.
And a beautiful human being, inside and out too. I'm telling you, the Lord knows what He does, and everybody comes into your life for a reason.
Exactly.
For a reason. So I'm grateful. Thank you.
I can't wait for COVID to finish so we can all have a drink. I would love to have a drink.
That's
with
for sure. That's for sure. And we will. And we will.
We will.
We're gonna get through this. We will. We definitely will.
With God's help, everything will go back to normal and to the new normal, because obviously
it's gonna be a new normal. It's gonna be a new normal.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
it's going to be exactly like after 9/11. We learned to travel different, and it'll be a little different this time. So,
well, it's going to be 2020 is going to be a year for the good, the bad, and the ugly. No matter what, it's going to go into the history books. You know, when you look at the impact that this year's had on this industry, you know, just in particular. I mean, you're going to see, and they're going to write about it. You know, I can see probably looking back, you know, Cigar Afficionado 10 years from now is probably going to look back, you know, the decade of the 20s. And
they're going to study it in the school books. And I have to say this, I don't want to get political, but this vaccine and everything that's coming out, thank you, Donald Trump, okay?
Amen.
Because we had the best president for these last 4 years, and he fought for us tooth and nail. And because of him, we're getting advanced with all of this pandemic.
Amen.
I just want to say, okay? Cheers. That's my opinion.
Cheers, Mama. Cheers to everyone.
So
yeah. And you know what? I do want to say that I am fortunate that I am not compromised in any way. But nevertheless, I have taken this very seriously. And I want to thank everybody that's been patient, because even though I may not have seen so many people in person this year, my hearts have been with everyone. But I have been very serious, and I have basically done nothing other than travel the world on the computer, okay? And just see my closest, absolute, you know, closest family or what have you. But my hearts have been with everybody, honestly.
For sure. I mean, people like, you know, you and your brother, other industry giants this year, you know, all the way down to like a lot of the consumers, you know, guys like Carl, like I've learned more about more people in the cigar industry in these past 10 months than I have with some of the people that I've known for years in the industry. You know, and we've gotten to learn a little bit of everybody on a personal level, you know, and you know, for better or worse, you know, hey, COVID happened, it happened, but it gave us the opportunity to really become closer, you know, and I'm really grateful.
I hope that's the lesson that's learned out of all of this.
Yeah,
I believe so. I do really do. I believe so.
I honestly think that this was a blessing in some way from God, telling us, take a step
Giving
back,
us a message.
take a pause, enjoy everything around you. Enjoy your spouse, enjoy your family, enjoy time at home, relax. Because as a New Yorker, our life is like
Busy, fast. Yeah.
people don't stop to smell the roses.
I joked, everybody was complaining about places not being open 24 hours anymore and all this. I said, welcome to my childhood. Places used to close at 5 o'clock and weren't open on the weekends. And it's back to a little slower pace, you know? And I hope that continues in some respect, that people slow down and cherish the moment and cherish the little things.
Cherish the moment, seize the moment. Because sometimes we don't seize the moment.
Carpe diem, that's Greek for seize the moment.
That's right.
One of the first things I had told Michelle when the pandemic hit.
They just said that. Yes, I do. Yes, I wanted to share a little thing that, oh my God, I've cried every time I watch it. There was a video, and this older man, very old and weak, and you see him on the video picking up this weight, okay, and he tries to lift it and he can, and he drops it. And every day he puts his picture and he looks at this picture, and you see him putting on like a jogging outfit, and he's trying to lift it and he can't. So he strives and strives to finally he can lift this. What is it called?
It's a cowbell.
Like a cowbell weight.
Oh,
so at the end of this video, you see him get dressed in the tuxedo, and he goes to his daughter's house, and he's all dressed up, and he has a box, and his granddaughter walks down the stairs, and he hands her this box, and when she opens it up, it's a beautiful gold star to go on top of the Christmas tree. And you see he lifts her up, and he brings her all the way to the top of the tree, and she places a star. That was his goal for months, so that he could have strength enough to lift his granddaughter to put the star on the tree.
Oh my God.
Is that not beautiful?
That is beautiful.
Oh my God. That is so beautiful.
So like these small things mean so much.
Yep.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
I cry like a baby every time.
Well, that's like one night we were discussing on the Zoom bar about that video going on TikTok or something of the old man that does the deliveries.
Oh my God, please. I said, I called my daughter Christina. I said, can we donate to him? Find him.
So beautiful. Like, and then when they gave him the check,
yes,
like you saw it in his face.
So
and
many good deeds have happened this year.
Oh yeah. I saw a video of, I think it was someplace out in like Ohio.
Do it.
It was a UPS driver, and the entire neighborhood came out.
I'm on a Zoom call. I'll call you right back. All right, sorry, that was my daughter. All right, go on.
That's all right. No, so it was I think it was some place out in Ohio, if I'm not mistaken, but it was a UPS driver that for the neighborhood. The entire neighborhood all came out to their front lawns and lined up in their cars and stuff. And when he was coming down to like do his daily deliveries for the neighborhood, they all were lined up with like signs and stuff, just basically telling him thank you for what you've done during the entire pandemic. And it was just, you know, like a little sign like that, you know, yeah, you kind of take it for granted and stuff, things like that. Like we leave stuff for like our UPS guy, even like during the summertime, we'll catch him because we got tons of deliveries just because we're working from home, you know, and like I'll ask her like, hey, you want a bottle of water or something like that? Just a little thing like that, just to show the appreciation. With what's
I always say thank you.
Appreciation.
Yep.
It's really
My
nice.
father always taught us, and I witnessed it again, that during the holidays, like the people that have serviced you all year long, whether it's your mailman, whether it's the lady that does your hair, whatever it is that during the holidays, you give them a gift of appreciation, whatever it may be. Thank you for servicing me and being so good to me all year.
Yeah,
I think that's
simple
very
thank
important.
you goes a long way.
You know, like you were saying, like with UPS, that those people have been our connection to the world, but also the people, if you eat fast food, that work in that industry that are out there. You know, I've heard people,
Yes.
I've heard people complain that they're not moving fast enough, and I'm like, you're just lucky they're able to come out here and try to feed you. You know.
Yep, and they come.
All the people, and that's another thing that we should be thankful for and to express it. All the people that are jeopardizing their lives to help us. The people at Trader Joe's that are stocking, the people at Publix. You know, my daughter Bianca, she's a special ed teacher. And so it's for the high school children that are in transition. And she goes to school every day with the shield and the glasses and the double mask and everything to make a difference in these children's life, because this is their only socialization.
Mm-hmm.
And to the nurses and the doctors and, you know, I mean, there's so many people out there jeopardizing their lives every day to save other people's lives. I agree. Very well put, Carl.
To all the first responders, everything, you know, it's, and, you know, after, you know, unfortunately, due to 9/11, I've learned to appreciate first responders,
Of course,
heavily. I lost someone on 9/11, and I lost my cousin's wife passed away. She was in one of the towers. But her husband, my cousin, was a first responder, and he was out there. So I grew an appreciation for them since then, and now even more. You know, you have to. And again, a simple thank you goes a long way.
It does. It does.
I think that New York, the road devastation that they had was 9/11, and now they've had a huge devastation. But New York will survive; they'll come back.
Yes, they will.
As they are survivors. They
There's
are.
a reason why they call it New York Strong. And
That's right.
if you can make it in New York, you can make it
You
anywhere.
make it anywhere. I agree. I do agree. I do agree.
So, well, we're going to wrap this up because I know you have a dinner and I want everyone to go and enjoy their Sunday night with their families. I thank you so much for joining us, Carl. It was an absolute blessing to have you on our show.
Carl, we love you.
And, you know, keep doing what you're doing. You are awesome. And I enjoy our conversations and our, you know, talking about different stuff. And it's just a blessing.
Thank you for making 2020 a little bit more survivable.
And thanks, guys, for letting me have the floor for a couple of minutes. I really appreciate that.
Oh, Mark, anytime.
Anytime, Mark.
Hat, one of my favorite ones, the blue one.
Because I like your hat.
I know. And Michy, this Casa Cuba is fabulous, darling. Yes. Look at that. Oh my God. Okay, so take one picture of us. Carl.
Can they do that?
Yeah, I can do it. Can you take the picture?
Let me get this way.
Who's taking the picture?
I'm going to see if I can screenshot it.
Okay, see if we can stream. Okay.
Oh, Carl, I didn't get you in there.
Carl, get in there. Put your cigar up.
I just finished my cigar.
Oh, that's okay. All right, that's good.
All right.
Smile.
Oh, beautiful.
Carl always has one right after the other.
Got it.
I know.
Wait a minute. Which one should I smoke next?
Actually, I have the CRA Opus X that I was getting ready to smoke next, but I didn't get a chance to light it.
Oh,
You know,
Thank you, everybody out there that buys the toast packs across America.
yeah.
That helps our foundation so much. And I have to tell you, those kids know that it's people like you, everybody out there that makes a difference in their life. They are grateful. That's why it's called Cigar Family, because everybody, whether you donate $5 or $50 for a toast pack, whatever it is, you are part of the Cigar Family, and they know it. Those kids know it. So
there you go. I could have put that up. I did.
Oh, thank you, Carl. I see it.
CRA one.
Yes. So
We'll have to light that one up tonight.
Sometime soon, we're going to be able to have you all in the Dominican Republic to be able to visit our factory, to be able to visit Chateau de la Fuente, Cigar Family, the beautiful complex that we built for those children. We're going to be able to come together. I want all our cigar lounge to be included. I told April, I said, I can see us like every year planning. Hello, April. I love you, darling. I can see us planning a vacation, everybody from the virtual cigar lounge, even if we have to rent like this villa up in the mountains or something, okay? And everybody get together, we're going to do that.
Yes, we're going to do that.
I'll coordinate that one.
We are definitely going to do that. You know, 2021, we have high expectations for you.
We do. I think everybody does.
Yeah.
I believe everybody does. Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Well, everybody always just said, some of the people said they're going over to the Zoom Cigar Bar to finish smoking. So guess where I have to go? I'll be over there.
Sounds good. You can light your cigar. Okay.
There goes the link, people.
Everybody,
right
the
there.
link on the bottom. If you go right to the page on the website,
Oh, I see it. Okay.
All right.
And then just click Enter Lounge, and it'll launch Zoom.
Carl, how many members do you have now total?
Of the Zoom Cigar Bar, we usually are 20, at least 20 every night, pretty much. But of our Cigar Fanatics, we just hit 4,200.
Yes.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's beautiful.
We love you too, April.
Started it all.
Yep.
Very
All right,
good.
guys. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
Love the show.
All right.
Best
Thank you
regards.
so much.
Nice meeting Mark finally.
Enjoy the rest of your holidays and a healthy, happy new year to each and every one of you.
Take
That's
care.
a wrap for the last Casa Cuba Sunday of 2020.
I know it. Isn't that strange to even believe it? But I'm enjoying every puff.
Amen. Enjoy.
Sticks up. Like Chef Kareem says, sticks up.
Sticks up.
And alone but together, like Hassan says. I take people's quotes, but I always give them their
Credit.
absolutely. Okay, guys, I love you. Thank you. Good night.
Love you. Take care.
Enjoy.
Oye, si va a llover, que llueva. Lo que no quiero es chin chin.